Okay, guys, I'm back. I don't know what that was. They called and I couldn't hear anything, so I just did my whole customer, call center thing. It's like, hey, I can't hear you. If you can hear me, give me a call back at blah 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 number, and I will be happy to assist you. This is Daryl Wharf with Mobile Notary. That whole thing, right? Customer service, phone days. So I just used all those skills and pile them up in this business. But anyway, back to what I was saying. What the heck was I saying? Anything, yeah, about business and what I've been focusing on, that kind of stuff. So personal life, I am moving yet again. I've been in Georgia for almost 3 years, and this is gonna be my second time moving. The first time I moved, just real quick backstory, you guys, it was to decrease my expenses because we were in this 4-bedroom house, 2.5 bathroom, 4 bedrooms, technically 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, just me and my husband. When we first moved here, we had this thought that all our friends and family and everything was gonna come visit us all the time. That ain't happened. So we were paying for this big old house, eating through our savings, because we sold our house in Utah and we were just living off the proceeds, and we had our business, right? The business was dwindling down. It was crashing and burning. We were already selling it off and we were just getting rid of it, right? And so that took some time. And we were just, in the meantime, we were just burning through our stuff, paying these high ass Georgia rents. And then we decided to move to bring our expenses down. After moving, being there for a while, same thing happened. All the fees kept adding up. Renewal came in, and we were back paying high rents for a much, much, much smaller house. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And so the math wasn't math, and me trying to kick off this notary business and get it settled, because you guys, I joined after the COVID craze. And so I never got to experience this making $100,000, making $200,000 in 6 months. I never got to, or $100,000 in 6 months, 2 in a year. I never got to experience that. I came in where everything was back to normal, and I was averaging $2,000 a month. That was my notary business. That's when I came in, and things have dropped since then. And so math wasn't mathing. This business was not doing well. Hey, one of my clients live down there. If I had time, I'm in Gainesville still, I'd go and see them right by the lake, but I don't have time because they like to send me home with awesome vegetables from their garden and all that kind of stuff. We connected over gardening, and then they became a notary client of mine. It was just funny how things work out. But anyway, so notary business is not sustaining me. And again, I'm bringing in about $2,000 a month. Our rent alone is $2,000. I still got utilities. I still got insurances.
At the next light, turn left.
I still got, cell phone bills to pay for, all this stuff, business supplies. It just wasn't making sense. And then my husband, he also was trying to get his new business / old business rekindled and going. And you guys, the worst thing we can do as entrepreneurs is to start 2 brand new businesses without secure income coming in, because we closed our prior business. And so we just start falling behind, and it was not good.
Stay in the right lane.
Sorry, GPS is telling me what to do. But we started falling behind in business. And also, our personal life started suffering. Light bill was going unpaid, getting threatening letters like, oh, the lights are going to get turned off, electricity, internet, whatever, water, everything's going to get turned off. And so I was like, oh, hell no. Then
at the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn onto Keith Bridge Road.
Sorry, we'll let her tell us what to do. Let me just turn her off right now. I'm only on the phone with you guys, so I decided to do surface streets and not take freeway. Speed limit's 35, so I feel comfortable chatting with you guys. But yeah, so shit hit the fan, and it was continuously hitting the fan, and we were getting to a point where 2 months later we would not be able to afford rent, and we needed to move. So we had just decided to renew the lease, which I really didn't want to, but we decided to do it anyway just because of not having a W-2, right? Not having pay stubs. The deposit that's required for us to move is too much. Our last deposit we paid was $7,500. I'm tired of giving my money away, eating through my savings. And so we're like, oh crap, if we have to do this. So we just decided to renew against, better judgment. And that renewal rate came in. I'm like, nope, we can't maintain this very long. So instead of doing a full lease, we did a shortened lease. And of course, doing a shorter lease, they charge you more, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, after 4 months, about 4 to 6 months, we will be in the shit list because we wouldn't be able to afford our lifestyle anymore. And I do not live a handsome lifestyle. Y'all, I drive a 21-year-old car. And my truck is 18 years old. So we drive, like, we don't live an extravagant lifestyle. I budget like $400 a month on grocery. Like, I don't do nothing crazy, right? And that's for 2 people, and my husband's vegan. So our grocery bill, like $400 doesn't even cover everything for grocery. Like, we don't do nothing crazy. Don't go out, we don't party, none of that. And so with 2 brand new businesses still not established, we couldn't afford our lifestyle. So fast forward to 2 weeks ago, we can't afford rent. We cannot afford the $2,000 rent. So we didn't, reach out to a company, the property management company. In Georgia, there is no partial payments. They're like, you got to pay it all or nothing. So we couldn't afford it. So 5 days later, we get slapped with all the late fees and all that kind of stuff. Still couldn't afford it because they don't accept partial payments, right? Long story short, this continued. So by the end of the month, things, we still paid utilities and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, let's, hopefully, my client pays me out for the jobs I've done. His business, he was hoping for a big payday. And I'm not talking about like, I'm waiting on like $1,000 or something. Like, our stuff, like a big payday could be 5 to 10 grand. It all fell through. So now we're at month 2. Can't pay the rent. Shit really hit the fan. So we $4,000 in owing rent. It's $1,000 each month for all the legal fees and all that kind of stuff. We get an eviction slapped on our front door. And I'm telling you guys this because nobody gonna tell y'all this. And so I stress the hell out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't have the sheriff come and like escort me out of a place. That's never happened to me before. I panicked. I started packing. So we got it on Thursday. I lost my shit. On Friday, I had a bunch of clients and notarizations to take care of, so I did all that. I was exhausted by the end of it. I woke up Saturday morning at like 5 in the morning, and I started packing our house. I found a storage unit that's not far. I was like, we have to decide this weekend. We got 48 hours to decide what we're gonna keep and what we're getting rid of. So we started giving stuff away for free. We took 3 loads of stuff, furniture, nice stuff, to like the donation place, and we're just giving it away. Dressers, everything, like all the furnishings for our extra bedrooms, because we furnish all of our guest bedrooms, for just in case guests come over. So we just start getting rid of everything. We got a 10 by 10 storage. I put everything that we like, start breaking our furniture down, keeping what we want to keep. We start putting it in the storage unit. I reached out to the property management company again and said, hey, we got to leave, blah, 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 blah. They're like, you can't leave. We need a 60-day notice. And it doesn't matter if you leave or not, you still got to pay out the remainder of the lease. And so that's like $12,000 left, not to count what we're already behind in. So I'm like, crap. Like, if I had that much money, I wouldn't be in this situation. So that's what I've been dealing with. It's been stressing me out. My hair is all over the place right now. So I had it up and I took it down for his last appointment, and I guess I need to fix it before my next appointment. But anyway, that's what I'm dealing with, you guys, and trying to find a place. One, I said I need my business to pay all of my bills. So during the math, making the math work, I have to find a place to rent that is no more than $1,100 for math to pay all my bills, to pay utilities. And I have 2 dogs, by the way. And so that includes the 2 dogs, because if you have animals here in Georgia, it's like $300 to $500 per pet for a deposit, and then $35 to $50 a month per pet for pet rent. It ain't cheap. Technically, I got 3, but one's a lizard. They don't care. They just let me have a lizard. And so this has been a nightmare trying to find places and having to pay all the deposits and all this kind of stuff. I'm already going to be in the hole having to pay for the current place about 12 grand, right? 12 grand plus. Then trying to move into another place, I'm going to come out of pocket minimum about $4,500 just to get in. And then I got to pay next month rent as well. So you see where I'm at. I'm in between a rock and a real hard rock and a real hard place. And so I'm trying to figure all this out, still trying to run my business. I decided to cut off, a leg of income, like a significant amount of income in my business, because I don't want to deal with the signing services and their drama and their ill preparedness and their rudeness, quite frankly, at this point. So I freaking screwed myself real good, right? I hope y'all not bored listening to this story, because we know we like each other's drama. So I hope my drama is fulfilling your quota of drama. Like, I'm spilling the tea on my own life right now. So I'm hoping y'all are eating this up. Because if it was somebody else's drama, I'd totally be eating it up. But I would also, I'd also reach out and like try to offer, you know, some help or some ideas and all this kind of stuff, right? So anyway, 3 weeks, y'all. It's 3 weeks. I've been trying to find a place. Last week, I finally found a place. So for 2 dogs, a lizard, me, my husband, 5 beings. Plus, you know, obviously we can't bring all of our stuff. I finally found a place. It was advertised as a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. Get there, it is a studio. It is one big open space. Yeah, the bathroom is separated. It has its own, you know, closed doors, and then there's a closet that has another closed door. Everything else is one big open space. It's a freaking studio. And this was the only person, I kid you not, I reached out to 47. I went back and counted yesterday. I reached out to 47 places, 47 people, 47 places to live, and only 2 said yes. 2 said yes. Because I'm not gonna lie, I explained my situation, and rightfully so. You know, I was a landlord as well. If people have all this stuff going on, and if they can show me that they're on the path, they're trending upward, whatever, I give them a chance. We're giving them a chance. I have a tenant right now in one of my mobile homes. We're doing a rent to own situation. Dude had a checkered past. He showed me that he can afford everything. We did the background check. You know, he's showing me that he's working on it. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. I bought it for like $5,000. Sorry, I'm just going off the rails a little bit. And I think I'm selling it to him for 15. And we're doing like a 5 or 7 years or something like that. And in that 5 years, he'll have his own house fully paid for. He just have to pay lot rent. That's it, and his utilities. Dude is happy. I make like $300 a month from it, and the rest of what we charge him goes to paying lot rent. So it's nothing crazy, it's nothing extravagant, right? That's one of the last rentals I have that we have not gotten rid of yet. So I have at least some money coming in, right? We have at least some money coming in from investments that we've made along the way over the last couple years. But anyway, back to my drama. I'm in a rock and a hard place. 47 people, 2 said yes, 1 I said no on, just because of, oh, I'm almost like 10 minutes to my destination. You're good to go. Yep. Because the second one I said no on because it was too much. They were asking too much. $1,500, which is already above my budget, and I was willing to accept that because we needed somewhere to go. And then they came back with we need first, last month's, and a deposit. So what is that? $4,500 again to get into this place. And then they said, we're actually no longer including utilities, so utilities going to be separate, because the 15 was including utilities. And so after they changed that on me, I was like, you know what, I can't do this. I apologize. We're not going to be a good fit for each other. Because one, you said all this stuff, yeah, I agreed, I filled out the application, and then you changed your mind midway through. I'm like, hell no. But again, these are individual people, these are not companies. So I do have some flexibility for them not being professional. Again, I'm a real estate professional, so I can help them through it. So it's a win-win for all of us. But I decided to say, nope, can't do it, too much. We're not gonna be a good fit for each other because you're charging me extra and you lied. The quickest way to have me to stop doing something is lie to me, and I find out right up front. I'm like, then no, we ain't doing business together. End of story. But anyway, this other guy that I found went toward the place. I was not happy that it's a very small space, and the kitchenette is not in yet. If it was, we would have moved in a week ago. No. We have to wait for him to let the person move out. But there is no kitchenette. And so we were discussing back and forth on a kitchenette, and I'm like, I can do a kitchenette way faster. I can put one in way faster than you, because I cannot wait till August to move in. I told this property management company that because they require 60 days, I said, hey, here's your 60 days. First, I told them I'm moving out tomorrow. They're like, you can't do that, we need 60 days. I'm like, okay, here's your 60 days, but I'm moving out in 30 days. Because I can't pay the rent anyway right now. Unless, like, one of the contract things that we're working on closes and we get 10 grand, I can't afford to pay the rent right now. Like, I'm eating through my savings and everything. Like, I need to have money to move. Anyway, I already talked about that, right? And so I'm like, I'm just gonna have to pay you guys when I can. And unfortunately, that may mean that it's gonna be charged off and it's gonna hit my credit, which sucks because I've been working diligently to work on repairing and having great credit ever since we came to Georgia, so I can use it for stuff, right? Because my other business went away, we just used to do everything in cash. Now we can't. So now I need to start relying upon credit again. And I've been working diligently to try to get that in a good standing. And so all this stuff is gonna hit my credit, which is not awesome. So anyway, this dude said yes. There's no kitchenette. It's my current living room and dining room. It's equivalent to that living space, plus a bathroom, which is a decent size, plus a walk-in closet. Whatever. I'm not gonna live in a closet, so I don't count that. So I'm gonna be essentially condensing my house living space down to just my living room and dining room of my current house. And that is a space of like maybe 20 by 20 feet by, I don't know. I don't even give me lying. We about to be about 500 square feet. Let's call it that. We about to be about 500 square feet or less. But we get an extremely huge deck, and I'm gonna, push to get it like slightly covered or do an awning or do it myself. Like just one of those quick ones off of Amazon that's like $100, $150. I will put it up myself. He's cool with it. Very laid back guy. So because a lot of the space flows from inside in a tiny space to outside, which is a huge space, I get to keep my garden because he's like, hey, I've been working on a gardening patch, 2 different patches. It's a lot because he's a new gardener. He's like, do you want this one? And it's a decent sized patch. So I still get to keep my garden. We're on about an acre. So my dogs have a ton of space to run around. So there's a lot of benefits to this, but just the space is going to be so much smaller. So we're giving up inside space to get a lot more outside space. So my plan, now that I told you guys the drama, my plan is to have the outside, I need to hurry up and end this video because I forgot it's 2 parts. Include the outside space as part of our living space. So my idea is to extend my kitchen, my cooking area outside onto the deck. And he's 100% okay with that. And yes, I will be doing it on my dime, which is fine because I get everything I do, I'm going to make it so it's removable. And so if I'm done with it, we can take it with us. Or if he wants it to leave it for the next person, I'm only living there for 6 months. If he wants to use it for the next person, totally fine. If he doesn't, it can be pulled out. He can buy it from me, whatever, right? So, and I've done stuff like this before. I'm pretty dang on handy. I remodel our own home. I remodel our rentals. I do a lot of that stuff. Actually by myself. It takes a while, but this is such a small project. I'm super excited about it. And also in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is, sorry guys, I'm all over the place. Because I told you the negative part. I have to get off the negative because it weighs on my mental. Got to talk about the positives now. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to help improve his property. And also in the meantime, I'm going to be building a tiny home. I mean, like super, super tiny home that's going to be able to be, I can fit it on a trailer that I'm going to pull with my truck. And that's going to be an additional place for us to live. Because again, the space is really small. We both run businesses. I got a job, by the way. I told him we both have to get jobs. So we both got 1099s. So, there is paying a minimum $20 an hour, but we get to choose our work time, right? It's just like minimum, the one that I'm doing, I have to do a minimum of 10 hours a week. Super easy. And I get up to like 20 hours a week. So they're paying me $20 an hour to do that for a minimum 10 hours. And I'll tell you guys what that is later. I'm not hiding it. I'm just almost to where I need to be. And this video is already long enough. You guys got to wait next week for that update, I guess. So that's that. Oh, and by the way, I won't be editing my videos as much anymore because I won't have my fancy setup in this really small place. But anyway, back to what I was saying about building this little tiny home, or really, really tiny home for my trailer that I can pull behind my truck. Is we're going to utilize, and he's cool with this, parking it. Again, he has an acre. He's like, yeah, just park it over there. I got to build it first. So it's going to I'm going to still get to be handy and all this kind of stuff. So I'm still excited about that. But we're going to be using it in the short term as a secondary office space. because both of us trying to take calls and run our business in less than 500 square feet in a big open space is not going to work, right? We both talk a lot when we're on the phone. You guys can see I talk a lot, and it's just we did that before. We worked together. We had our office together in one room, in one bed, like an extra bedroom in our house. We wanted to kill each other all the time. Can I say that on YouTube? We wanted to strangle each other all the time. And so we know that's not going to work. So in a very short term, we're going to have to do it together. And then I'm going to focus on getting this thing built. It's probably going to take me about a month to build it. It'll have running water. We'll just connect to a hose, like the city, like a hose pipe. So it'll have running water, because at some point, we're planning on taking it to go camping, right? Trying to live that lifestyle for a little bit. And we're gonna have running water, we're gonna have electricity, it's gonna have all that. We're gonna have a place to sleep, and in the daytime the bed converts to a working area. So it'll be a couch you sit on, and there'll be a desk across from it to work. There's gonna be a little cooktop in there for us to cook. So I'm super excited about that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to be building that, you guys, because I've tried doing that in the past, and when we had our house in Utah, we didn't have a place to store it. And so we had to sell it. And so now I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to be able to keep it this time. Well, I'm going to be able to start it again and be able to keep it and not sell it before we finished. So anyway, that's what's going on. I just arrived at this office. I hope this is the right one, because this does not look right. But anyway, that's what's going on, y'all. That's my drama. And yeah. That's what's been going on in my life. I am getting evicted from where I'm living. They're being real chill about it for whatever reason. I'm not gonna throw out what property management company it is, but it is one of the. If you look at a top list of worst property management companies in Georgia, and for lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, and being like Georgia's getting ready to crack down, and they're going to be included in that crackdown, they're in the top 3. They are, I'm not going to say which number they are, because you can easily Google it, but they are in the top 3. They are one of the worst property management companies. But again, I didn't tell you guys this, but on my way, like driving to Georgia, we packed up our house, sold everything. We were literally driving across the country, and we had nowhere to go. We had nowhere to live. And so on day 2 or 3, it was a 5-day drive. On day 2 or 3, this company said yes. And we wired them, like we had to pull over off the freeway. I had to like get logged into the bank, send them the money, sign the lease, do all of that stuff. And literally the day we arrived in Georgia is the day we got keys. And that was because I kept calling them. I was like, hey, we need this done now. We need this done now. I was on them. I should have known from that point not to go with them. But whatever, that's neither here nor now. I needed a place to live. And I had money to spend. They were like, we need a $7,500 deposit. I'm like, okay, here you go. Where do I send it? Anyway, long story short, you guys, a lot of things are about to change in my life. I promise I will take you guys along on that journey, because I don't want to just show the fun parts. I don't want to just show the Instagram life, right? The IG life. I want to show you guys my struggles and the things that I've dealt with. And this is not the first time I failed, and I have not failed in this notary business, but this is not the first time that I've had to change my lifestyle because my business was not producing what I thought it should, or what I was lied to and told that it would, right? That's why I closed the fingerprinting business. I was told that I'd be making about $5,000 a month out of that business based on the work that I put in, based on all the marketing and the advertising dollars, based on all this stuff. I followed the freaking plan, and I was paying out of pocket $900 a month, making nothing, right? Like and I gave it like 6 months, and I was like, well, you know, this is eating up every dollar that I make. It was just not a happy and a good time for me, so I closed it. I closed the fingerprinting down, and every now and then I'll get a phone call and I just refer it out to somebody. I don't even do the ink fingerprinting, right? Where I can make a quick $60, $40 to $60. I don't even do that anymore. I don't want to deal with it. So yeah, that's what's going on in my life. Some of you guys will feel sorry. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't. This is what it is like to be an entrepreneur. Like I said, I did start working, and so me working the hours I work, which is not a glorious job, you guys. I do it at night for a couple hours, and that paycheck pays my rent. Well, I'm about $200 based on my average hours that I said that I'm able to work or willing to work. I'm about $200 for covering my rent. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys real quick. My rent is only $11.50. That includes my dogs, and it's an extra $100 for utilities. So all in is $12.50. So I'm about $200 short every single month to cover that. But again, I bring in in the last couple months about $1,400. But on average, I get my crap back together, I bring in about $2,000 for the notary business, right? So now I can easily afford my lifestyle. Right, I can easily, keep up with everything, and plus I have a bunch of debts I have to pay off, and so I need to start paying those debts off. And this move is going to allow us to do that. Plus, my husband is supposed to be working; he's doing 1099 as well. He starts sales. Actually, he starts today, so he will be he'll be bringing in money as well. He's doing about $20 an hour as well, 20, 21, something like that. And this will be short term, because after a certain period, after his training period, it's all purely commission. So I'm nervous about that. But again, I set myself up so my job can pay for everything, like pay for my housing, right? $200 short, whatever, that's easy to make up, right? And then my notary business, as long as I maintain my worst case scenario, I can still pay for everything else, like car insurance, all of that. I can pay for our food, I can pay for grocery, everything. And then anything we bring in on top of that allows us to pay our debts down even faster. But anyway, y'all, this second video has been 26 minutes. I am at this place. I'm sitting in a car burning gas, which I got to be more mindful of these days because of my living situation or my lifestyle change. But I need to go in, run in. Hopefully I'm at the right place. Go ahead and get these, I don't even know what I'm doing. Getting these cars registered for my client. And let's take my check out. I can't turn it around because I'm not editing anymore. I'm not doing all the fancy stuff. So I can't blur out the check numbers. But I got my check right here. They paid me up front. I don't turn it around. But it says Gen Mobile Notary LLC and the amount. So let's go ahead and go in and make sure I'm in the right place and get these vehicles registered for them. I will talk to you guys later, and I will let you know if I continue to crash and burn, or if you wake up one day, or if I wake up one day and I'm a millionaire. We'll take that journey together. Talk to you guys later. Bye ya.